you. We are about to get going, okay? So what we're talking about today is get more done because you have less time. Because you have less time. You might be like, Martha, you're talking a lot about time these days. Well, we've got a new year coming up on us, okay? We need to take this one by the horns. If you haven't taken control of your time and of your destiny and of where you're headed in life before, what better time than right now to do that? And so I'm talking about different time-related things because it matters so much. It's literally everything. So that's what I'm talking about. That's why we'd be talking about that thing. Okay, so you guys can win stuff. If you didn't know that, all you do is subscribe to my YouTube channel, comment on my YouTube videos, share the YouTube videos into social media, tagging myself or my business page in it. One person every week wins something. Happy sharing. There you go. Don't say I never gave anything to you. I give you guys stuff like all the time. Here we go. All right. I see you guys in the live chat. Keep chatting it up. Whenever I'm done talking, I'm going to swing back through and I'm going to put some of you up on screen, as many as I possibly can before I hit my time limit. So get more done because you have less time. This is something that has made a massive difference, in my own life. And it's going to make a massive difference in your life if you actually do it, okay? What I do is not only do I break down goals, I set my long-term goals, I turn them into targets, and then I make short-term goals that then lead up to the long-term goals. And it's this whole menagerie of goal setting and goal attaining, quite frankly. You can't attain or go somewhere that you don't know where you're going, right? There's that. But what I want you to see is what I do on a micro level. So on a day-to-day level, what does that look like? And it's not just the 15-minute time blocks, okay, guys? Because I preach that all day long, but I even do something, because I've been doing time blocking and working with my own mini goals during the day for so long that now I can manage myself in bigger time blocks than just 15 minutes. But when you're starting out, start out with 15 minutes because it feels manageable. And what you're doing is you're tricking your brain. That's what we do. We trick our brain into stuff. We trick our brain into believing we can do this thing, and then we do that thing, okay? I know darn well I can do this thing, so I take it out a little bit longer. What I do, you guys, is this. I have my list of things to do for the day that are not time constrained. What I mean by that is, if I have a podcast at 3 o'clock and I have another news interview at 4:15 or whatever, those things obviously can't be put into this thing that I'm talking about. Those happen at the time that they happen because they have to happen at that time. That's common sense, right? But for all of the things during your day that you need to get done, here's what I do. I put them in a chunk, okay? And then my chunk of time, so let's talk yesterday. Yesterday I had a lot of stuff to do, including like some training and some, just completion of tasks. Like I had 2 people waiting for things from me, like signed off on and whatever. Anyway, those things I put into a chunk. And so yesterday, I started my chunk at about, what was yesterday? It was about 11 a.m. So 11 a.m. I started my chunk. And what I told myself, the end of my chunk had to be 2:20, because then I had another appointment at 2:20, a video that I needed to do. So from 11 to 2:20, and you might be like, it feels like a really big chunk. It's whatever you want it to be. If it can only be a half hour, then let it be a half hour and make more chunks throughout the day. But here is what I'm saying. Like, hear me on this. This is the point. I gave myself from 11 to 2:20, and I looked at the list and I was like, whoo, I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that done by 2:20. Like, I don't know. And then halfway through it, I was like, I'm on track. I think this might actually happen. And then 3/4 of the way through it, I'm like, this is easy breezy. I got this. And I had it all done by literally 2:15. I needed to be done by 2:20. I was done by 2:15. Here's the deal. I talk about speaking life. I talk about speaking, not speaking your existence, but speaking what you desire to happen over yourself, right? Speak life over yourself as you're doing things. And so whenever you say, I'm going to be done by this amount of time or by this time, you will be done by that time. A project is kind of like a goldfish. So a goldfish is going to grow to the size of the fish tank that it lives in. You give a goldfish like a 1,200 gallon fish tank, the goldfish is going to get pretty big. Now it's not going to fill it up. Let's talk about sharks instead. Goldfish are actually, let's not do that with goldfish. Sharks are a better thing. So a shark is going to grow to the size of its environment. Okay? So if you allow it more space to grow, it's going to grow bigger. But you don't allow it much space to grow, it's not going to grow that big, right? And that's the whole thing. It's like a project. A project is going to take as long as you give it. Somebody write it down. Everybody needs to hear this. I hope it smacked you right in the face with all of the love. I hope it smacked you in the face and then you felt a big warm hug right afterward. A project is going to take as long as you give it. So if you keep saying, well, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to do this thing, it's going to take forever. It's not ever going to happen. So like in January, I have set aside the entire month of January. The entire month of January. You might be like, that is not a micro anything, Martha. That is a month of a year. And I agree with you, but here's the thing. The entire month of January is set aside for me to complete 3 massive courses. What I'm doing is I'm giving myself to the end of January to complete 3 massive courses. And so when I begin the month, I'm like, I've got 3 courses that need to be filmed and done complete by the end of the month. And I will have all 3 of them done. Watch me. I'll have all 3 of them done by the end of the month because a project will take as long as you give it. Now, if I say, oh, I want to do this thing, it's going to happen soon. It's going to happen soon. It's never going to happen because you haven't given it a finite deadline. And so even do that, the best way to engage this entire way of thinking and being, quite frankly, is to engage it on a micro level, engage it on a day-to-day level, right? So those of you that are working from home, or if you're working another job right now and you're wanting to work from home and you really need to be able to do a little bit of work during the day, give yourself a time, not just to do stuff, to do a thing. Call out the thing, list the thing so you can cross the thing off and you know you have completed what you said you were going to do. Here's the deal. When you say, I'm going to do stuff, or I'm going to work on that for 30 minutes today, I mean, tell me how that's working out for you. It doesn't. It doesn't. Because you're finding fluffy, busy work to do for 30 minutes. You're filling up. It's almost like you see 30 minutes and you're like, I'm going to fill up that 30 minutes. It's not you see this 30 minutes and you're like, I've got 30 minutes to get X, Y, and Z done. Here I go. Watch this. It's not the same. Right? And so a lot of people will say, well, I'm stuck. No, you're just not focused. You just haven't really brought your goals down into action items to then complete within a certain amount of time. It's not any more difficult than that. Success isn't difficult, guys. It takes commitment and it takes discipline, it takes clarity, and it takes focus. But it is not difficult. That's what everybody's hiding from you. Everybody's hiding from you the fact that everybody can do this. All you need is good direction and clarity and focus within yourself. You have to choose to focus. Focus is a mind game. I say focus is a mind game because a few videos ago I talked about confidence. Confidence is the root of your focus. You will not focus on something if you are not confident in the outcome. You will not focus on something unless you are confident about the outcome. You will find every reason not to do it. You will find every reason to make it fluffy, to make it not work for you, or I'm stuck. You will find every reason for that to be true instead of focus if you are not confident about the outcome that you are going to get. Where does the confidence come from for the outcome that you're going to get? Confidence comes from systems. That's why I'm a systems girl. That's why I run so many systems, is because success is not duplicatable if it is not based in a system, period. Success is not duplicatable if it is not based in a system. And now let's add on to that for the systems I work. Success is not duplicatable if it is not based in a system that everyone on the planet can do and is sustainable to their spirit, that they want to do. If you don't want to work a system, you're not going to do it. The system could work all day long, but if you feel like gross, sleazy, wheezy, if you feel like a weirdo, you're not going to work a system that makes you feel like a weirdo. You're not going to do it. You might do it for a little while and then you'll be like, oh, I don't like this. This is not me. I'm not going to do it. So now you're not confident in the system. And so now your focus is gone. You see how this works? Really, at the root of everything, I think we can all agree you just need a system that is going to walk you through how to do the thing that you want to do. Right? If the thing that you want to do is build a network marketing team, I have a system for that. It's called Go for Gold. Go to withmartha.com, check out my courses on my website. If you want a system for building a business from home that is sustainable and that can scale in 5 to 10 hours a week once it's all set up, I have a system for that. Literally works for everybody. All you have to do is do it. It's a proven system. So all we need, you guys, is the confidence which comes from having a system. The thing is, people do not have systems that work. They don't. And then you look at other people out in the world and you're like, what system are they working? I mean, in the back of your mind, it's kind of what your brain is doing. What system are they working? What are they doing? Right? First of all, you don't know if they're really successful. Number two, you can't see the system that they're working. You can only see what they're showing you. Right? So don't go out and try to uncover people's systems. They're not going to show you what they're doing. I show you what I'm doing. Because that's literally why I'm here on the planet, is to show you guys how to be successful. How to build your business from home so you can do more of what you want to do, period. What I've found about individuals is that whenever they're allowed to do what they want to do, they start to live from their souls. And that's what I want to see in this world. I want to see more people living from their freaking souls. That's what we need right here, right now, today. And so that's why I share what I share. I don't have to share it. I make enough. I have enough in investments. I don't have to share what I do. But I do it, you guys, because you need to be free. You and your family need to be free. I need for you to be free. The world needs us all to be free. So that's it. Let me just tell you how you jump into that. Anyway, that one is HBR. All you have to do, it's called Home-Based Revolution. It's where I teach you my system and show you how to use it. And there's a whole lot coming up. It's also got a lot on financial literacy and building wealth. And there's going to be a lot on investing and things like that in there as well. So not only just making money, but what do you do with the money? And there's all sorts of awesome stuff that's coming into it. But you guys, in order to jump in right now, it's about 90% off of what it's going to be. So you would go to Livin the Dream with Martha, message me the words, let's do this, rainbows and unicorns, whatever you want to message me. Makes no difference to me. We'll have a chat. I'll give you the details. And the rest is history. I'm going to go ahead and jump out of this. See what you guys are saying. Erica, feels so good to serve this way. Heck yes. Heck yes. Michelle, good reminder. Confidence Excuses, blame shifting at its finest. We have to own it, to confess it, to get over it, and to get it done so we can make impact. There it is. There it is. Oh my goodness, I needed this morning. Oh, I love it, Sarah. Brandy, you will not focus on something if you are not confident about the outcome. Yes, didn't realize I've been unintentionally self-sabotaging myself. These are my favorite messages right here. Brandy, putting you in front of my face right there. One of my favorite messages is when people realize what's been going on, because this is where change happens. Now watch Brandy. Watch her. Watch her. She now knows what was going on. And so now she can change. This is why we all have to be honest with ourselves and really, truly put the microscope on ourselves and say, what is happening here? And then we can change. I love it. I love it. Okay, you guys, adios. Have the best day. Bye-bye.